If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for future videos. But today, we've got a Loughborough University Q&A. A little question and answer on my Instagram story. Put my username here. Also went across all my YouTube videos and the comments in them and all the questions there, and then the ones I get in my DMs. I've got a lot of questions from different areas, so I thought that would be best. And I'm hoping this won't be too long a video. I'll try and be as quick and concise as I possibly can for you. Quite a lot of questions today, so hopefully this will answer any of your burning questions. But as always, if you have any other questions, pop them in the comments. I will get back to you, and I will link my uni playlist up here and in the description box, which has some really helpful videos. So I've got all the questions here, and I'm going to put them on the screen as they come up, but I think we should just get right into this. So, the male to female ratio at Loughborough very noticeable. I've had a lot of questions like this. The joke is that, yeah, Loughborough's a bit of a cock fest. Sorry, should I say that? Sausage fest? Is it actually as bad as the jokes say? There'll be a lot of times where you'll be at Loughborough and it will just be there'll be like one girl and loads of boys, and you'll be like, oh, it's a Loughborough ratio. And it's not equal. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know, if I had to say it as a ratio, it would probably be like 60-40. I don't think it's as bad as people. Really isn't that bad, especially in halls. I'm pretty sure they try to make it as equal as they can. Even though we had 1 floor of girls and 2 floors of boys, that still felt pretty equal, if you know what I mean. Is it easy to feel homesick in the first few weeks, or are you distracted most of the time? This is really dependent on your experience, obviously, because I know I had a really good experience, so I didn't get homesick at all. Sorry, mum. I don't know how to answer this because it is very personal, but I would say yes, it probably is easy to feel homesick because it's such a big change, and any big change causes a difference of emotions. But just if you do, make sure to call home or book a train journey home after, like, I'd say the first month. That's perfectly normal. So are you distracted most of the time is the sort of second part of this. Yeah, you definitely are. It's very hectic in freshers. Very new, isn't it? You're meeting loads of people, you've got this new information coming in, all these societies and sports and loads of stuff to do, basically. It is definitely distracting, so I'd say, yeah, that probably does really help with the homesickness. Does it matter if you don't like everyone in your flat? This is personal, but in my opinion, in life, if you're like pushed into a circle with 7 people, you're probably not going to love all of them. Say if you don't like just a couple of people, that's life, and you have to learn to deal with that, I feel like. But honestly, if it's impacting your mood and you don't feel comfortable, so you want, sorry, a little burp there. So you want to go to the kitchen, you want to make food, and you're feeling uncomfortable doing that. It's really about comfort here. You don't feel comfortable around these people and it's making you unhappy. Yes, it does matter, okay? So you talk to your sub-warden or anyone nearest to you. As I said before in previous videos, a very big network at uni, so this person will lead you to this person, they all know each other. But I'd say sub-warden first, and then you ask to move flats. I've said this in all my videos a lot. It's very easy, but I do try and stress this point because it's important, because some people just suffer in silence all year and have a horrible year when you can actually change that. And I would hate for someone to be unhappy in their environment all year. I've done it, it's horrible. You don't deserve to have a year of being uncomfortable in your home. Your home is your safe place. Question about sport, and I've had a lot of questions about sport. What is AU sport, and do you have to be amazing at sport to be a part of it? Good questions. I'm not a very sporty person, so I try as best as I can. Lowest level is my lifestyle. That's just casual sport. Anyone could do it. You just book it in. It's sort of like gym classes kind of thing. Very casual. Then you've got IMS between halls. So like Bilmo's versus Bakewell. Mostly freshers do it, but you can do it in any other year as well. You just pay a little thing per year. Then you've got development, so you try out for a sport, you do the trials, say volleyball. Every sport has a different number of teams. So volleyball only had 2 or 3, which is very small. Cricket has about 5, I think. Then if you get into the team, so if you do well with the trials, you get into AU, then you get categorised in what team. So the first team is the best, but the bottom maybe 5th team, 3rd team, whatever, and then you've got development. So you get categorised into which team. So if someone's first team, they're very good. Hope that made sense. And then, do you have to be amazing at sport to be part of it? Ones that have a lot of teams, so the ones with like 5 different teams, I'm sure you haven't got to be amazing to get into like the 5th team. It has to be quite good though, because at Loughborough obviously is a sporty uni. There is a lot of people who are very good at sports, so you're competing with a higher quality of people than you might be at a different university. You probably would need a bit of practice before. If not, go into development for a year and then try out the next year. If you want to play a sport, aren't super good, will you still get a chance to play? Yes, you'll be able to do development, so everyone can do that. A lot of questions of people asking, do you have to be very sporty to go to Loughborough because it's such a sporty uni? Do I have to be good at sport? Is it easy for people like myself who aren't really sporty to fit in? I always put my answer in here because it's another thing to look at. I'm not sporty at all. A lot of people I know aren't sporty. It's not a majorly sporty uni. Yes, there is that sector of the uni, but I'd say it's like 20%, and they are very good. We've got like Olympic standard, stuff. So there's Olympic standard people at the uni, of course, but it's also very well known for its arts. The engineering sector is also very good for that. It's known for a lot of things, but for some reason the stereotype is sport, because obviously there's been a lot of athletes that have gone on to going to the Olympic Games and they say I go to Loughborough, and that's really where it's been bred from. But do not worry if you're not sporty. I've also had a lot of questions about ethnic diversity, and I don't really know how to answer this question because obviously I'm white. I don't know what it feels like to be a person of colour. I have heard of some adversities to people of colour in sport, which obviously isn't great. There is diversity and there's really great societies for that. I've asked my friends about it, and the ASOC, Asian Society, and the Afro-Caribbean Loughborough Society is really good. In terms of diversity, I don't want to say it's a majorly white uni, because it's probably not, but from the outside looking in, it's quite a white university, especially compared to Leicester, which is just down the road. I don't think it's a problem. The societies are great for this, definitely get involved. A few have actually answered in videos, so what to bring to uni, I'll link up here. I've done a video about that. Rate the self-catered tours from best to worst. I didn't rate them, but I spoke about all of them, my opinions on them up in this one, the Loughborough review. What are lectures like? So you go into the lecture hall, get your computer out or your notes. A lot of people have computers, so MacBook, I got this second hand, it was like £400. You can get a cheap MacBook. Most people even have a laptop or they take notes. It's whatever works best for you. You get your laptop out and they have all the slides on the screen. You can download the slides, which I think is best because wherever you're sat, it's just nicer to have the split screen, look at the slides and then take notes. Some lecturers go through slides so quickly. So I had a question about plug sockets being in there. I don't think there is. I know that there's been times when my laptop has died, I've had to just go home, so just make sure you're charged up. That's pretty much it, and they give you some reading to do after the lectures. I have never done, and this isn't what I should be encouraging at all, but I've never done the reading after a lecture and I've been fine. What are the best things and the worst things about Loughborough? The worst thing, let's start with that, because I haven't got much criticism about Loughborough. Probably the adversities that I've heard of in sports. Very disappointed that's happening at Loughborough because I didn't expect that. That I've experienced myself, the worst things. As a very privileged person, I guess I haven't experienced anything that bad. I guess in first year, inconvenience is if you're in halls on campus, quite a long walk to go to Sainsbury's. So the nearest shop is Sainsbury's, and that's like a 20-minute walk. And if you're getting a lot of stuff, you're in a weekly shop, it will hurt your arm. And if no one drives, like no one drove in our flat, so we just used to walk. And I'll tell you a little hack here. I used to bring my suitcase and everyone judged me. These spaghetti things, I can't lift all these bags all the way home. No, there's always online shopping, so it really isn't that bad. Got questions specifically about psychology, because obviously I am on a business psychology course, but it's mainly psychology. I had one person ask about business psychology. It's a bit of a niche one, but I'll quickly say now, I'm not disappointed, but I did go into it thinking it would be a hybrid, so I thought it would be psychology of business. But basically straight psychology and then like 2 business modules a year. This person says, is wondering if there are any halls close to psychology lecture rooms, departments. Psychology lectures, economic lectures, business lectures, history lectures, and I'm sure a lot more that I can't think of right now will be in the James France Hall or the Edward Herbert Hall. Just look for accommodations near. Falkner is very near James France. Honestly, just Google Maps all the accommodations you like. Say you like Bakewell. I mean, all the ones on campus will be near anyway. But if you want to be very, very near Falkner. If you're in the engineering department, that is the Wolfson School, then you have to look up Wolfson on Google Maps. Or the STEM Lab. STEM Lab is where a lot of engineering lectures happen. So STEM Lab or Wolfson, and then put in your accommodation that you want to go for, and then see the difference between that and then measure it based on that. Is my best advice. Which halls is the most social / bachelor parties? Also a great video. Thank you ZXPengZ. Appreciate that. As I've said, I've heard good things about Falkner. I'd say Bilmo's good for this too. French seems good for this. Towers seems great for that. Elvyn, I think. Bakewell. Do students from Loughborough go to places like Nottingham and Leicester for the nightlife, since Loughborough is quite small? Depends on you, but I'd say majority, no. A lot of people do, but if I'm saying majority, no, they just can't be asked. The train station is a bit of a walk away. I mean, I say it's a bit of a walk away, but when you live in Loughborough, it's like a half-an-hour walk or 20-minute walk. That might not sound like a lot, because Loughborough is so small and everything's so close, the train station does feel like a long way away. So people normally be like, no, I can't be bothered, like, go always to the train station. And then you got to order taxis from the train station to the club, so like Telford or whatever in Nottingham. You've got to organise the cabs back, and then people will miss their trains. You'll go there, you go to Nottingham or Leicester, whatever. I'm going to talk about Nottingham because that's where I've been to. Everything is so big. Like, the clubs are huge. Like, Loughborough ones are nice and compact. I say nice, I do like that. The Nottingham ones are so bloody big. Loughborough, look around, you pretty much know everyone around you. How's the nightlife compared to other unis? As I've heard that Loughborough is pretty limited. Enough events. There's loads of events run by students, which I really support. I think it's great. They're normally really good. How's the social life at Loughborough for the non-drinkers? I just feel bad getting these questions because I feel like the non-drinkers feel like they're ones that aren't normal. Honestly, if you're a non-drinker, I think that's bloody brilliant. My answer in, your experience will be just as good as long as you're not judging people for drinking, then that's not great. If anyone gives you any stick, it's their insecurities being pushed on you because they cannot do it. Obviously, I'd say a lot of people at uni do drink. A lot of non-drinkers, some for religion and some because they just don't like drinking. You haven't got to justify yourself anyway. It's easy to find part-time work because it's such a small town, definitely, yeah. The union is actually very good for that. Easily get into the union work and it's really well paid. It's like £9 an hour. You can work at night time in the venue or the daytime at the shop, so like Co-op, Starbucks, in the union. The town, there's loads of little small restaurants and cafes that are always looking for people. I don't think it's that hard, no. In Loughborough, look at personal statements or just predicted grades. I'm really bad about getting questions about personal statements, stuff like this, because I just cannot remember because it was 3 years ago now. But the predicted grades are important for sure. I don't think you will get in if you don't pass the predicted grades. Say if it's A, B, and if you get B, I don't think you would get in. Personal statement, I would always say, is important, yeah. Because you've got to put effort into it. I don't think it has to be perfect. Like, I stressed out it so much trying to make it perfect as I could. Just asked this little question about Harry French for an engineering student. They said, is it that far? Just Google Maps it. I put in Harry French on Ashby Road. From the location of engineering, we'll do Wolfson. If you can see that, the top one. Here are the options. It's about a 20-minute walk. That is how you would find out your destinations. And some places I know you can't get on the map, so maybe like lecture halls, something like that. If you download the Loughborough app, so my Elbro, they actually have a feature on there. This is how you look at your lectures, by the way. This is the home screen. That's your timetable there, so you can see your lectures. And then if you go down, you can see campus map. And this is like a really concentrated Google map for you, so you can see everything. And as you can see, they're all there, so you can just search in whatever's on your timetable. I hope this helped. Please give it a like if it did help. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for future videos, and please check out the uni playlist because I get a lot of questions which are all answered in these videos. It will be in the description box. I wish you all the best in your university journey. I know I was absolutely bricking it and I completely understand whatever emotion you're going through right now. Don't worry, everyone is feeling the same. I can assure you of that. You're not alone. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon.